Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. RAM prices are just going crazy, and I don't care. I don't care. I've consulted the experts, and in my gaming life, my gaming lifestyle, it doesn't matter. Like, don't believe me? I have a few experts here to testify. Donkey Kong, what do you think? Does RAM matter? No. How about this retro drive with like a bajillion games? Doesn't care. All right, what about a Borderlands game from the Xbox 360? Doesn't care. Doesn't care at all. Let me move it this way because I'd rather use my right hand here. Yeah, doesn't care. What about a Cyberball game? Think our Cyberball cares? I don't care. Love my Genesis. Underrated football game, by the way. Just my opinion. I love the arcade version. So many memories with that. What about some TurboGrafx? You think my TurboGrafx cares? No, it doesn't care. The experts have spoken, guys, and let me tell you, it is messed up, right? It is messed up that AI is devouring all this stuff, and I'm using AI, right? But the thing is, whether I use it or not, it's not going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference. If I don't use it for skits, somebody else is going to, and I'm going to sit there and go, oh, I'm not going to, and what? Somebody else is going to use it, and it's not going to change anything. That's where the industry is going. And let me tell you, regardless of what you think that your influence is going to be in that, it's not. Your usage of RAM, whether you use it or not, it makes no difference. Because if you look at the business plan for these companies, if you look at the stock market, if you look at any industry directions, they're all going into AI, period. Right? Because it's the ultimate software. They're looking for the ultimate entertainment, interactive entertainment, because that's what everybody wants. Right? Everybody, and I'm talking about the industry, what they're looking for is that business model of your favorite show, your favorite movie star. Right? Interacting with you. You being able to interact with whatever products they have. That's just in the entertainment side of it. Right? Then you have to look at the business applications for it, whether it's, software development, computer development, app development, whatever. It's going to be in everything. It's everything. The genie's out of the bottle. You can't put them back in. And that's just the way the world works. But I see this. With the advent of this, it might not be completely bad for gaming. And let me tell you why. Retro gaming it's exploding. Right? Prices are going all over the place, but you have emulations. You have other companies starting like Atari, and other companies that do retro. You have companies doing physical media now. And it becomes a niche. It becomes a niche market, but it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you don't need to have tons and tons of RAM to have fun with these games. It doesn't affect my N64 or anything that I typically game, because I use, the PS5, right, is what I use. The computer, the actual computer that I have, that I paid like $3,000 for, I hardly use, right? I play more Steam games on my Steam Deck, sometimes on my laptop, than I do on the actual computer, because it's just a bigger place and I don't have a gaming setup. I don't have that kind of time. I just don't. And to have all the cables hanging out, with a 2-year-old running around, it just can't be part of my everyday right now. I don't know how I'm going to format it in order to have a setup like this. Right now, for example, you're watching this straight out of a Mac. I have a Mac computer recording this, and I'm, and my videos are not, like highly developed or, whatever. I don't do scripts. I turn on the screen and I talk to you. That's pretty much the bulk of my videos. So it doesn't affect me in the daily. It affects a lot of the people, in very negative ways, and I'm not dismissing that. It's just for me in particular, having all the games that I have, it just doesn't matter, because that's not what I prefer to play. I'm not looking to play the latest and greatest to the to the best graphics possible, and unfortunately, and I joke about this, but it's true. I think that part of the reason that I don't care so much about graphics is because my eyes, they're not what they used to be. So me, this looks amazing. I put it on my I still use the N64 on my Sony TV over there that I'm looking at, and it looks great to me. I don't know what the problem. Right? I put on my Super NES. I'm looking at my Dreamcast. They all look great on my TV. Right? My eyes aren't 4K or 8K or whatever the hell it is. And you don't need all that technology to have a great time. So it's not affecting me per se. But industry-wise, as far as innovation, it could affect a lot of new companies. But let me tell you this. What innovation are we talking about? These AAA companies don't do anything. Right? They do half-assed games that are not that are not finished. So they're saying, okay, well, it's going to affect gaming in a really negative way. Yeah, but if you're doing things right, like it'll affect good game makers, right? If you're working on the next Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto, right? Those kind of games, Kojima. Okay, yeah, it's probably affecting them very negatively. But Joe Blow that is working at Bethesda doesn't care. They're going to release a buggy game anyway. What difference does it make? What difference does it make that I could look at every blade of grass because you have enough RAM and you have the perfect RAM if the game runs like, as soon as you put it out, it runs like crap, and we have to wait for a couple of updates, right? Or those type of companies. I mean, do you really need the next Concorde, right? If the concepts, if the gameplay isn't there, it doesn't matter what computing power you have because the ideas are just so so generic. The content is vapid and it's overpriced. So I think it's a kick in the pants for the industry, and they're going to have to delay these consoles that are coming out, the PS6, the next Xbox, and I think it's a great thing. Maybe they'll give us great games on the stuff they have, because this generation, this ninth generation, let me tell you, it's just been forgetful. It's just a generation of remakes, very little original stuff. I'm not impressed. Let me tell you something. I'm not impressed. Not impressed so far. Right? It's going to be a blip in the ocean this generation. It's not going to. Let me tell you, it's not going to be any Xbox 360. It's not going to be any. Look at this. Look at this. It's not going to be a PS3. Right? My Folklore is not going to run any better or any worse because I don't have any room. That's an underrated game, by the way. Atlas influence on that one. It's a long story. I should make a video on that. But anyway, guys, if you're a retro gamer, the market's just exploding for you. The games are getting better. It doesn't, I have the Atari Game Station. Completely happy with that. I have the Intellivision Sprint. I have my Atari, 7800 Pac-Man. I'm set. I got my PS4. I got my PS5. I got my PS3. Plays a bunch of them. My Xbox over there. NES. I'm set, guys. I got the Turbo Graphics. I have the mini consoles. I have more games that I can play. It makes no difference to me. What a blessing it is to be a retro gamer in this time. If you're having a hard time because you can't get any RAM, man, I am sorry for you. But I got to tell the news. I just got done reading some reports, some in-depth analysis for a lot of companies. The next 2 years, they're going to be pretty rough. All right, humans, thank you for joining me. I'm sorry I made you feel bad. If you're a fan of RAM, it's not my intention. But if you're a retro gamer, celebrate. We got the power. I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, I'm supposed to say, make sure you like and subscribe. You can join the channel for extra content. If you want to Kofi, all that stuff. Thank you so much ahead of time. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.